I'm a feminist. I'm a feminist who wears dresses, who speaks perfection, who likes things to be pretty. My favorite color is blue, by the way, and who is sometimes weak. I'm a feminist who likes soccer and baseball and tennis as much as I like the land, and who believes I have the same capacity to be a great lawyer or mechanic as a boy does. I'm a feminist who also believes that boys can cry. They can also be tough and be weak. Boys can like baking cupcakes as much as trying with hard and have the same capacity of becoming great lawyers or mechanics as they do of becoming teachers or designers. These beliefs are not because I'm a girl and he is a boy. In beings, at the same time, with unique, amazing, different, and subjective minds, yet same capacity. I believe men and women should be granted equal rights and opportunities. Women at the same level as men, men at the same level as women. Without me even realizing it, this equality began at a young age. At a young age, children's Cinderella story. A fragile girl became a strong male hero. I was coming out at one point. Some boys were playing wrestling. It seemed like they were having fun and I was in. Asked if I could join, but whether in which team I was in. Not because I was a girl, because I was a boy, because I was a kid at the time. But there I was all fully dressed and all, and a boy comes up to me and says this annoying voice. You can't play. You're a girl. You're gonna get hurt. As you might imagine, this story doesn't end well. One of us ended up crying, and it wasn't me. I then moved on to the girls' table, where they were doing arts and crafts. The same opposite thing happened. A boy sat down. My friend next to me, little Mary, said, "You can't stay here. You're a boy." I realized right then and there that all I wanted was for boys and girls to be able to play. As I grew older and my ideas matured, I included my feminist ways in my life. Because yes, I am the type of person who has an entire future planned out. I went on and on about everything I would do in life because according to me, I'm going to change the world and whatnot. That's the difference. I told my mom and sister I would become the successful lawyer in this huge organization working to promote women's potential and defending them from oppression for diverse cases presented to me. And she said, "Sister, that problem doesn't exist anymore. You didn't wake up in the 1920s." And truly, our eyes, it doesn't. As most females in this room, my sister and I have had the lifelong privilege of being led by our parents. There is no disparity in their eyes. To them, we are just as equal as the others. We've also had the lifelong privilege of receiving the same education and the same opportunities as a male sibling. However, I repeat, this is a privilege. A privilege because the real issue, and this invisibility ended for me, I soon learned that many girls in underdeveloped countries face the everyday burden of being born a girl. They are not only seen as inferior to their male counterparts, but as a liability for families. Another mouth to feed, another marriage to pay. You see, in India, women are legally and politically granted equal rights to men. However, often, selective abortions happen against females, and if they are able to surpass their infancy years, they will live with health issues for the rest of their lives. Because some might think, she's a girl, she won't be able to provide income or set a plate of food on our table. So why waste our limited food and income on her? In China, women still experience blood binding, are forced into honor killings, and are burned alive with their dead husbands because at this, she won't be able to maintain herself as a widow. Nicaragua is amongst the top 10 best countries in the world to be a woman. The only country in all of America to be amongst the top 10. However, here, women live under a macho society. They're seen as sexual objects. They're seen as sexual objects, and their bodies are the ones who will undergo oppression. Body. Because when oppression happens, they as a person are not taken into consideration. On my country, but rather a mere experience I have witnessed. Because this issue may not present to us directly for a social class or opposite gender, does not mean that it is an issue that no longer exists. However, this post was posted on Twitter. Please raise your hand if you would prefer for your child to have cancer over feminism. The World Health Organization conducted studies that in the year 2030, 12 million deaths will be caused by cancer. According to a nuevo diario, 12.3% of Nicaraguan deaths are caused by cancer yearly. Regardless, 21,000 people answered this poll. And out of these 21,000 voters, a 55% majority would prefer for their child to have cancer over feminism. I was shocked by these results. But more than the results, the implications of a society that would pose this question in 2016, after all men and women have fought for in regards to gender equality. I kept staring at the screen for hours, trying to understand what these people were voting for, and even the question itself. By posting this post suggested that feminism is a disease. It compared feminism to malignant growth, a tumor. And it also raised the idea that there's something hard to contain or eradicate. For a second, I have to admit I considered agreeing with it. I do not agree with the results in the way that feminism is like cancer in a malignant way. It does not kill nor is it destructive. For a split second, feminism is hard. You don't have the luxury of choosing to become a feminist. It's instilled in you before you can even know it. Before you can even realize that wanting boys to people to girls is even a thing. At least I didn't. I was stuck with this instinctive urge of blurting out a defensive response to everyone who ever said a sexist comment in my presence, even though they meant no harm. It's hard to try to conform with the fact that to some, 66 million girls are out of school globally. It's not an issue that needs addressing. And it's also hard to try to convince people on the fact that women are just as equal as men, just as human as men. In a society that is not a just good idea. Just yet. So yes, feminism is challenging. That does not make it illegal. Working to promote awareness of feminism in hopes that we'll one day become a truly egalitarian society is an amazing challenge. That empowers me, women, and most importantly, the world. The world in which all of you, all of us, live in. I thought about this post for so long that my mind had to unconsciously settle on the only reasonable explanation of finding feminism hard. Yet I dare to say that I doubt many people who chose cancer over feminism did it with the hardships of feminism in mind, like I did. They must have done it with a new interpretation of feminism in mind. Feminism, in its long and complicated history, has begun to represent a model of angry women, try to blame men for their own oppression. This is due to a third way of feminism, a way that has reached an extreme of blaming and complaining. The thing is, There are things to be mad about. The gender wage gap, societal limited jobs, a gender-based barrier to education, and girls being oppressed in underdeveloped countries and even right next door. This misinterpretation of feminism is the real cancer. Let's revert to feminism as it was originally intended, for the societal equality of the sexes. A second issue with feminism today is the fact that society, the world, is vegan believing that women are weaker than men, less prone to succeed. And this may come from things as technical and to the book as biology. Menstrual periods and women gatherers or men hunters. But a smart girl living in a low-income rural area of the Yoma once told me that there is a difference between sex and gender. Sex, the physical aspects ascribed to us by society, and gender, the roles ascribed to us by. There is a difference between sex, one's physical aspects, and gender, the roles ascribed to us by society. She knew that even though she looked like this, does not limit her from aspiring and achieving her goals. Biology can at most limit our biological composition of men and women alike. For example, women tend to develop less muscle mass than men. This being said, biology only determines sex, not gender. Society does. The only difference visible between a boy and a girl are their physical attributes. Limitations in their capabilities and potentials are only existent in our minds. As a self-proclaimed feminist myself, a question I'm confronted with a lot is, if I'm fighting for gender equality, then why is my fight called feminism? Obviously dividing from the term female. Why not equalism? And I know where this term is coming from, where this question is coming from. What about the boys? What about all of the boys who live in poverty, who are mistreated, who are raped, who experience violence, live in poverty, and lack of education? They deserve a fight too, don't they? They do. And I'm going to address this question through an equation. In an inequality, both sides need to be equal to each other. From a societal and a world's perspective, right now, we are here. Men are here, and women down here. We cannot push for a fight towards the end of these issues while being at this point. So we theoretically have two issues, two options. We can either subtract the men, make them equal to women, or we can add to women, make them equal to men. And this is why, for now, feminism adds to women. Our feminist fight towards gender equality will not have the luxury of being called equalism until we are both standing at this point. When we are both standing right next to each other, moving towards the end of lack of education and lack of opportunity, and to make end to violence and poverty. Only then will we be able to progress as a society. We need both sides of these equations to cooperate. Both sides of these equations to stop focusing on a term. Stop focusing on who is fighting for the downgrade of men or the superiority of women. We're competing. We ought to stop competing all together and create a more inclusive society. By inviting girls to take the risk of being hurt in a game of wrestling, and inviting boys to take the risk to sit at the arts and crafts table. Raise a society that accepts strong Disney female characters like Brave in 2012 or Frozen in 2013. Let's find a society that determines real role models, like Malala Yousafzai, my own hero. And let's find compassion. Compassion to realize that just because these issues do not affect us directly, does not mean it is inexistent in the lives of millions of girls. Feminism arose from a culture of inequality. It is not a women's issue. It is not a men's issue. Feminism is a world issue. Help us. Feminism is the world's issue. Help us embrace a society that strives towards equalism in our school, in our community, in Nicaragua, and in the world. Thank you.